Okay, here we go with the next one. Analysing what the media did in the immediate aftermath of Abu Dhabi and in the days in between Abu Dhabi, the Sunday and the Thursday. So on the night, Sky Sports F1 continued to present about the controversy. This was one that you'll find on YouTube. The video breaking Mercedes lodge intention to appeal dismissal of Abu Dhabi Grand Prix protest. So this is Craig Slater. 5-minute video. I'm going to go through that. So we'll see what Craig Slater. Look at his tone. Look at the way he downplays some elements of it. Also, look at when he's looking at his phone. It very much seems like he's taking instruction. He'll ham it up. He's an actor. Okay, he's a TV presenter. He's an actor. He pulls out his mobile phone and he has a read and he, pretends, I'm having a read of that. Oh, somebody's just sending me some dick pic or whatever he wants to see it is. Right, but no, what he's doing, right, he is, I'm pretty certain he's taking direction about the direction of the things that he needs to guide you. Anyway, let's have a listen to Slater.
Mercedes have issued something called a notice of intention to appeal, which is the first step in trying to take this case in front of the FIA's Court of Appeal, and it gives them 96 hours to make that submission. So they bought themselves some time to think about it, to decide if they want to take it any further. Lewis Hamilton has left the Yas Marina circuit in the last few minutes. This was him leaving. He let us know he didn't want to say anything, and he strolled out with his media officer and got in a car and has driven away from this circuit. But the way he conducted himself tonight I thought was fantastic, and that's the way he always does. He was first to congratulate Max, and he took the situation with great equanimity. I've spoken to his father, Anthony Hamilton, who also didn't want to speak on camera this evening, and said, we carry on, that's what we do, we'll hold our heads high and we'll carry on. But it's a bitter pill for them tonight, because Lewis was the boss in this race. He was well clear, he was the quicker driver, he was 8 seconds ahead of
He was 12 seconds ahead.
Max Verstappen. It was a series of unfortunate events in terms of how his race unfolded.
It was a series of unfortunate events, the way his race unfolded. That's the way you've just described him being robbed. The way you've just described the governing body cheating him out of it. Being systematically cheated by F1 TV, by Sky Sports commentary, by the FIA, the race direction team, by the stewards. A series of unfortunate events. Let's just go back there.
It was a series of unfortunate events in terms of how his race unfolded that deprived him of the World Championship this evening. But that is motor racing. It's unsatisfactory at times when that kind of thing happens.
But that is motor racing. Just normalising it. Making out as if these things happen. No, they don't, Slater. No, they don't.
But it is par for the course, and over a long season.
It's not par for the course, and now you're trying to say, oh, well, this is the nature of luck, sometimes you get some good luck, sometimes you get some bad luck, over the course of a season. This is what you're doing.
Over 22 races, to a degree, these things even themselves out. And a lot of happy Red Bull staff leaving at the moment.
Over the course of a season, these things even their way out. Okay, so this is how you incite the crazies. This is how you incite the fools that go, yeah, but what about Bahrain? But what about Bahrain? But what about Bahrain? Yeah, okay, you're forgetting Brazil. You're forgetting Saudi. You're forgetting Imola. You're forgetting Italy. You're forgetting Spain. Need to carry on? These are all the events where strap-ons running Hamilton off the track, not getting penalised. Okay, you're forgetting Silverstone, that actually Verstappen was to blame for, and yet Hamilton got penalised. Oh, these things over the course of the season, they even their way out, do they? Right.
That party will go on for some time, but you can't begrudge Max Verstappen. And if Lewis
So you're telling the world that we shouldn't be begrudging Max Verstappen. We've just witnessed a robbery. We've witnessed one competitor get robbed of their accomplishment, and we are being told, well, you can't begrudge the other competitor that's just got gifted it. That's what you, Sky Sports, are trying to tell us, trying to condition us. One competitor's just got robbed, but you can't begrudge the other one.
Hamilton can't begrudge Max Verstappen, but you can't begrudge Max Verstappen. And if Lewis Hamilton can't begrudge Max Verstappen, I'm sure
you can't begrudge Max Verstappen it, and if Lewis Hamilton can't begrudge it him, then everybody should be happy. That's what they're telling you. That's what they're telling you. It's all right. Don't worry about this. Move on. Lewis is okay with it. Move on. That's what they want to tell you.
a few will. He is the champion tonight, but let's see if Mercedes take this further. They haven't issued an appeal. They've merely, just to be clear, bought themselves time to make that appeal. They've got 96 hours now, so until Thursday, to formally protest what the stewards have decided tonight.
Now, Craig, is this 96 hours that we're hearing about, is this because on Thursday, that is when the official prize giving is, and beyond that, they cannot then further appeal the decision? Is that correct?
The 96 hours is standard. It's a coincidence that it chimes with the official prize giving ceremony, which Lewis
Too many coincidences in this.
Hamilton, by the way, would be expected to attend as the second place driver in the championship, and Valtteri Bottas in third place as well. Mercedes winning the Constructors' Championship this evening, but no celebrations here.
Why is there no mention of the FIA themselves as the governing body taking a look at this situation and making a ruling themselves? Why is there no mention whatsoever that as the governing body of the sport, they can assess what has taken place, and if they deem it to be incorrect, they can set the precedent because they are the people in charge and decide what needs to happen? Because they could decide that the stewards got it wrong, which is possible. This is what you do. When you are the people in charge of something, if something happens which even the rules don't cover, it's down to you to make a precedent, to make a decision and say, hey, this is wrong and this is how we correct it. You can't just say, oh, it's wrong, but there's nothing we can do. We've just got to accept that it's wrong. Again, this is part of media narrative. This is what they want you to believe. Oh, yeah, we just have to accept that it's wrong because there's nothing we can do. Legally, there's nothing we can do. No. The law is there to make sure that things that are wrong aren't allowed to stay being wrong. Right? To have a consequence for them things being wrong. That's what the law is there for. Effectively, as the governing body, you become the law of that sport.
For that, the 96 hours is standard with a notice of intention to appeal. Now, after Thursday, they can't do anything within the FIA system. If they wanted to, they could take this to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. However, I haven't heard...
Look at the way he's downplaying that. Look at his body language. Look at the manner in which he presents that. However, total downplay. He's not saying they've got a strong case here. They've got a strong case because what we have just seen was absolutely wrong. It was just not in accordance with the sport. Had they not have broken the rules in the way that they did, then Lewis Hamilton would now be a record-breaking 8-time world champion. We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow for what has just happened to stand. But Craig Slater, on the other hand, is presenting like this.
A great deal from Mercedes yet in terms of gauging their appetite for all of that. So let's just see what happens. I'd say more.
Gauging appetite for seeing the right outcome. Look, wake up to the conditioning. Okay, the manner in which and the tone in which information is presented to you conditions your mind to process it a certain way. Okay, if he was there saying, hey, what you've just witnessed was absolutely atrocious, there's clearly been a rule break which has changed the outcome of that event. There is no way that this can be allowed to stand. Okay, and the governing body needs to look at this. Even the stewards, what have the stewards just done? What is that? If the stewards have just rejected it, on what grounds? That needs to be looked at, because there looked to be a clear case that Mercedes had there. So we need to actually look into this a lot further, because what's going on tonight does not appear right. Are you saying that, Craig Slater? No, you're not. No, you are not.
More likely in the next 24 to 48 hours, but it may be that they read what the stewards have come up with, which effectively is, as we've all observed, hands a degree of governance over the rules, or even leeway to the race director, as opposed to the actual letter of the regulations themselves.
So the stewards have decided, and you're accepting of this, and you're communicating this to us, that it hands the governance to the race director as opposed to the rules. So what we're saying is that what the stewards have decided is the race director can override the rules and just do his own thing. And that's what, again, you're trying to condition people to believe that to be true. You're trying to condition people to believe that the official in the sport can ignore the rules of the sport and just make their own mind up as to what they want to do and who they want to see win. Because that's what happened.
That is something which will need looked at and examining post-season, because I think it's...
No, post-season, right now, because that changed the result of the race, not post-season. Right now, we can't allow the outcome of a season-long campaign, a world championship, to be determined by something that's clearly not right. It's not, oh, well, we'll have to have a look at that post-season.
It's left a lot of people unsatisfactory. One or two insiders at Mercedes say, how can you have a race?
One or two, let's use the terms, insiders.
If you're not racing to the rules as they appear in the code.
As they appear in the code. How about you're not racing to the rules? You know, rather than downplay it by going, not racing to the rules as they appear in the code. You've broken the rules. There's two different ways of presenting that, isn't there? Oh, they're not racing to the rules as they appear in the code, right? You could say it like that. Or you could say, you've just broken the rules. Okay, which one has more impact? Which one makes you more accept it? Oh, then it doesn't appear that they're racing to the rules as they appear in the code. They've just broken the rules of the sport, and it has changed the outcome of that event. Which one of those statements tells you what happened? What did Slater use?
And that's what they feel has fallen by the wayside.
That's what they feel. Tell me how you feel. Everybody's got an opinion about this. This is what they feel.
It cost them tonight.
Craig, I want to ask you about Toto Wolff, because we've heard from the parties involved at Red Bull, which you would expect. We've just seen shots of Lewis Hamilton there for the first
Look at him getting out his phone. What sort of directions is he getting?
time. Toto Wolff seems to be particularly elusive. When reading about the steward's decision as well and who was summoned.
And look at this little facial expressions and little act that he's putting on as well.
The parties involved in that second protest. On behalf of Mercedes, Toto Wolff wasn't there. Ron Meadows, Andrew Shovlin and Paul Harris. On behalf of Red Bull was Jonathan Wheatley, Christian Horner, Adrian Newey. Can we read it into anything about the fact that Toto Wolff wasn't there, and where do we think he is? Or
yeah, Toto, where were you in that steward's appeal?
What
So
do
to
you
be
think
anything
his
to
state
say
is?
tonight, I'm bitterly disappointed for you, but nothing. Well, there he's gone now. I'm just turning to him. He's shaking his head, and he's left the scene without saying anything, with his wife, Susie, there as well. But you can see he's not happy, and I would gauge from that there is a seriousness to the rather more seriousness than I had just intimated to you, that indeed Mercedes might take this further, because Toto Wolff is a serious guy, and Anthony Hamilton's just leaving the scene. And I'll say goodbye to you, Anthony, at least anyway.
Mercedes might take it further because Toto Wolff is a serious guy. Need I say any more? Look at the way he presents this. Look at the way he presents this. Mercedes have a valid case. Their driver has just been denied becoming a record-breaking 8-time world champion. Look at how he's presenting this.
Look after yourself. But I know he doesn't want to speak, but lovely to see you as always.
So that's that one. I'm going to do plenty more of this, analysing the way Sky Sports F1, and if I find other elements of media that are presenting to validate and to condition you to accept it and to move on. See you next time.